Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zanera, and if this is your first time here, just make sure you guys don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you've already been here, I really appreciate you still being here and taking the time out to watch this video as I give you guys a quick life update because I am back. And I'm so excited. You might not be able to see it in this video, but I'm very excited just because I feel like this is opening up my next chapter of life, which I've already been on YouTube, but just getting back to it is something that I've wanted to do in this little break that I've had. So yeah, I just wanted to come back and give you guys a quick life update. My most recent video was posted 2 years ago, or a little over 2 years ago, and that was my gender reveal. In that gender reveal, you guys seen that I was having a daughter, and I am so obsessed with her. Her name is Journey. We just celebrated her second birthday. See, that's how quick time goes when you're like a new mom. But we just celebrated her second birthday maybe 2 months ago now, because we're now in July. So yeah, about 2 months ago, and she's just my literally bundle of joy. And I know that sounds a little cliche, but like, she's my bundle of joy. I love being her mom. And that brings me to my first topic. As far as like during that break, what I was kind of focused on was becoming a new mom and motherhood. I do feel like it's like a second nature to me. So I'm just now getting to the place where I feel comfortable in our routine. I've always felt comfortable with motherhood. I think since the day I gave birth with her, I was just comfortable in that space. I was so reassured by her as far as like my purpose in life. And I think the hardest thing for me was trying to get back to the routine of what does life look like after her, after having her, and then other things that transpired. So now I'm in that place where I'm like, I feel like I'm completely comfortable for the most part. I mean, hopefully there's nothing else that I have to like tackle. But I know with motherhood, there's gonna come trials and tribulations. So that's that. But as far as it goes, I'm comfortable in our routine, and I now have it to where I feel like I can have some type of regularity with creating content. So that's why I am back. During those 2 years, again, I was focused on her. I was breastfeeding. I returned back to work, just a lot of things as far as motherhood goes. And I wanted to make sure during that time, because you only get an infant for a year, like that's it. Once they're like a toddler, they're a toddler, and then they just grow from there. So like that newborn, that baby phase, that infancy, I wanted to be very in tune with her. So as far as creating content, as much as I would have loved to, I mean, I was creating like Instagram stories, but as far as like editing, putting things together, planning out like all of the time that it takes to create these YouTubes, sorry, that was my ice machine. I thought I turned it off. So that also brings me to my next topic, which is its relationship status. Hold on, let me. Yeah, relationship status. So in my most recent video that I uploaded, I was having my gender reveal, and that's when you guys seen that I was having a girl, and my daughter's father was there and present also. We were together. That's no longer the story. So as far as that goes, it's behind me. I don't have much to say on it. As far as I'm happy where I am, I'm happy with the decisions I made, and I'm happy. I wouldn't change anything I've done or I did or that I left. So as that, as that topic goes, that's most I have for that. And yeah, I am single. I've dating, all of those things, but at the current moment, I'm single. Just focus again on my daughter, and yeah, just excited for what's to come. And okay, so my next topic is my career. So I am a registered nurse, if you don't already know, and I'm now starting to, or I've already hit my 5-year mark of nursing. What am I in July? Yeah, so I've already hit my 5-year mark of nursing. And I'm basically in a phase of life where I'm trying to figure out what do I want to be the next steps for me as far as my career goes. If I'm going to stay at the bedside, if I'm going to climb the clinical ladder, if I'm going to return back to school. And I think I've basically made up my decision. but it's still some tweaks that I need to basically figure out. So ultimately right now, currently, I am a travel nurse. I just do local assignments, and my most recent assignment was about an hour and a half from where I was living. Prior to that, it was about 2 hours. And during that time, Journey was an infant, and it was hard. It was very hard, but I did what I had to do to get me to where I am today. And again, like I said before, I wouldn't make any other changes to the decisions that I've made to get me to where I am. And I did what I had to do. So I do know that it's something I want more out there in my field. As far as having reflection and just looking forward, to try to have some perspective on what I want for my life, that will require me to either, again, just develop more. That be I'm going back to school, or whether that's I'm climbing the clinical ladder, there needs to be another phase of development happening within my profession. So I do think I am sold on returning to go back to school to become a nurse practitioner. I'm not going to set a timeline on it, but that is like just a goal of mine, whether it's this year, next year, or within the next 5 years. It doesn't matter. There's no pressure on me as far as that goes, but I'm basically trying to decide which route of that I want to go, because there's different specialties as far as the nurse practitioner goes. And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because this isn't a nursing video. So maybe I'll have more content in the future on that. But I'm in a place where I'm trying to choose if I want to be a women's health nurse practitioner, or if I want to stay in the field that I'm currently in, which is cardiac ICU, which requires me to become an acute care or primary care nurse practitioner. Acute care pediatric nurse practitioner. So yeah, I'm just basically trying to figure that out, and hopefully I will be able to shadow some nurse practitioners in the forthcoming months, and that will hopefully help me make my decision on that. As far as aesthetics, because I have touched bases with some aesthetic videos, and I also went to esthetician school as well in some of my recent videos on YouTube. As far as that goes, it's kind of basically on a halt right now. I have no pressure as far as that goes either. I don't know, I'm just in a phase of life where I feel like there's no pressure. Like, I've created my routine. I've had pressure for the past like 2 years plus. Matter of fact, since like nursing school, it's just been like pressure, right? I'm super type A, if you know me. So like for the rest of this year, and probably next year too, I just don't want to have any pressure or like that, what I'm used to, like being so type A, being so particular, and having things having to be so perfect, or not even perfect, but like written out for me. I'm no longer like looking at things like that. I got my routine down, and I'm just going to continue with my day-to-day routine, and whatever happens, happens, and that's just where I'm at. I trust myself and I trust my decisions, so I do think that with anything coming forward, it will all just be a benefit to me, just because again, I'm so trusting in where I'm at in life and the decisions I make moving forward. So there's no pressure on anything. So yeah, as far as the next chapter goes, I feel like I kind of already touched bases on that. Again, me wanting to go to graduate school, so hopefully within the next however long, I do begin to like look at schools and apply, and basically just figure out my path as far as that goes, and how all of that's going to work with like being a new mom, being a mom, graduate school, and working. We'll see how that balance looks, right? And yeah, I don't know, I just think we just have to see what life has in store for me. I'm excited for where I'm at. And so as far as upcoming content, I do plan to continue to do basically the same content I kind of feel like I already do. I don't know, I feel like you can't put me into like a category. That's why I like to say like lifestyle, nursing, cooking. Those are like the main probably 3 categories that I'll fall into, and I'll try to add a little bit of like mommy and me things. It's just, again, when I have my daughter, like, and I'm doing activities with her when she's not in school, I typically like to be very in tune with her. So I'm just recording like little clips like for a story post, but for the most part, I'm like very in tune with her. I don't like to have too much pressure around, or just the thought of having pressure around like, get this angle, record this. You know, I just feel like that's going to take away from me actually being in tune with what she's doing, what she's saying, things to teach her and stuff like that. So I'll try to at least maybe have content on activities we do, or like how I get to that. I also can just chime into like some postpartum things. I do feel like moms are in their postpartum phase for longer than like your average 3 to 6 to 9 months. I honestly feel like I just got out of my postpartum phase like at month probably 18, again because I was breastfeeding and all of those things. I can create content on that, as well as like just returning back to work. The whole like postpartum like mental, I think, was very clear for me. And I did have a lot of things transpire during that phase, which I could talk about in a video separately, that I think might help other moms. So I don't know if you guys are interested in that, or if there's some moms that are interested in that, just like us bonding through our postpartum period, whether your child is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 20. I'm pretty sure you remember how you felt during that phase. And that doesn't mean like not everyone feels bad, right? Like not for us to bond through our postpartum phase. I don't think that means that there was like postpartum depression. I feel like that label is kind of thrown out there too easily. I never went through postpartum depression. I had a phenomenal like welcome to motherhood experience, like as far as me and my daughter went. So I did not experience any of that. But I did have to still, just because I didn't have postpartum depression doesn't mean that it wasn't challenges that I faced, as far as returning back to work, pressure that I faced, as far as breastfeeding and working, being a nurse, working 12-hour shifts and having a baby. So I feel like some of those things I can touch on, and we can basically all bond through that. I also vividly remember my birth story. Like I actually typed it up to give to Journey when she gets older in her baby book. But even that, as that goes, just being a nurse, thinking that, well, no, I can't say that I thought that I knew the ropes, because I knew I didn't, and I told myself that. But I think being a nurse, I had a certain perception of how I thought the postpartum phase would go. Not really the birth, but I think that me being a nurse helped me advocate for myself during my like birth, giving birth, and during my delivery, which might be able to help you guys as well. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll have some mom content, and then more nurse content as well. I did do a Blood, Sweat, and Heels live where I had like a panel of nurses virtually, and you guys were able to submit questions to us so we could talk about different topics as far as nursing goes. Maybe I'll do something like that again if that's interesting to you, because again, I do love my nurse content. I'm excited to be back, and again, I am just doing this like for fun. I like creating content. I like creating YouTube videos, reels. I'm not really big on TikTok. I don't, look girl, I don't know how to do it. I can't work another algorithm. But yeah, I just like creating things, and it's fun to me. Like this is enjoyment for me, creating memories. So I'm excited to move forward with this, and just excited to be back and be able to talk to you guys. So yeah, just make sure you guys stay tuned, and again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below if you're interested in any of the content I just spoke on, or if you're just excited to see me back. All right, bye.